So let's see how I can change this time span behavior by default. Now I'm gonna go here and open in advanced editor because I want to see as being a little big. So I'm gonna go press Ctrl Shift Space, and actually let's go with Parse. And I can see that there is Parse and Parse Exact. Now Parse, there are two overloads. One of them it's accepting as a string, the input, and the other one format provider. Now the one which I would like to use is the one which is named Parse Exact. I'm going to press Ctrl Shift Space to activate IntelliSense. And there are four overloads here. This one it's input as a string. It's accepting a format as a parameter. So I'm going to specify a format here as a parameter. So it seems that exactly what I would like to do, because as a format I want to tell it's a minute and then as a second. But let's have a look to the next overload. There is an overload which accepts formats as a string, and this is even better. And this is what I'll use, because this accepts an array of formats, and in the order from the position 0, it will try to match, let's say, I'm going to give here another example. So that's 7, and let's keep it 30. And I like to say 0, 0, and 7, maybe 0, 7, and 30, right? So it's the same value for me. Okay, and here I want to specify an array. So I'm going to say an array of string, and I'll open the parentheses. And I need to specify two values here. Now, what should be the value? Well, let's have a look in the documentation. So I'm going to open here and say time span formats. Standard time span format string, or I can go with custom. Actually, let's have a look to the custom time span. Now, these formats are used to transfer from a time span to string and from a string to time span, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm looking something to the number of days. I'm not interested in days. I'm interested only in the hour. So I can go with the hour, which, by the way, I have two with the leading 0, the hour. So definitely I need to have this as a second. So I'm going to have an hour, double dots, and then the minute. Okay, so I'm going to go with M. So MM, and probably two leading zeros for seconds. Okay, and as a first parameter, I'm going to say MM and two S's. Okay, and there is an error here. Okay, I think it's because I'm using these two. I'm going to delete, and I'll use this. I'm going to copy. Actually, I'm interested only in this parameter. Copy, hit OK. And because I don't want to duplicate that, I can easily go here to define a private variable. I'm going to say accepted formats, and I'll use an array of string, and I'm going to just paste, and I'll use this variable from here, which it will be paste, and probably I need to change the scope. Let's put the bigger scope. Now I have an error here. Parse exact, probably I need to put another parameter. I'm going to say format provider. Well, to the format provider, I'm going to use the current culture. So I'm going to say this one is from system.globalization.culture info, and let's take the current culture info. Let's copy this, and I got rid of that error. And I'll do the same for the second one. Now you may wonder, how do I know these things? Well, definitely this one is given by the experience. So I cannot tell you rather than having working with this. I know that there is a parse exact if I want to be more specific when I create from an unstructured data to a structured data. And I know that this method exists for all of the types. By the way, for strings, for integers, for time span, there is a parse exact where you can specify more the format. And the one with the culture here, well, this is related to globalization, how various dates are written in various languages. For this, I'm gonna skip with the current culture. So basically, I'm just ignoring that parameter. And let's go back here to this. Actually, let's keep that tab open. And let's start to debug this file. I'm gonna go in debug. So I'm gonna have assign, and I'll assign from the total time string, which is 1 hour. It will try to use this parsing, it will fail, otherwise it will try to use this. So let's see if it works. I'm gonna press F10. String was not recognized as a valid time span. Well, the reason it doesn't work is because I have omitted something which is written in the documentation and it states very clearly. Now, if I go here to my custom time span format, because this is what I like to use, I'm gonna have here an important concept, which is said, the custom time span format doesn't include placeholder such as symbols that separate days from hours, hour from minutes, and so on. And for example, because there is no placeholder, when you specify the format, because I'm referring to the format here, not the date, you need to specify here a slash and a dot. And the dot is used to define days, and the double dots are defined between hours and minutes, and of course even seconds. So considering this, then I'm gonna need to specify to change the format which I have here and update it accordingly. So I'm gonna stop, and I'll stop. So I'll go here in the string, and I'm gonna put here a slash, and I'm gonna put here another slash and another slash. Now also, I want to tell you that it doesn't matter if you're gonna specify 2 or 3 when you convert from a string, which by the way is we are waiting, which we want. When you convert from a string to a time span using the parse or parse exact, doesn't matter how many s's you're gonna put. So I'm gonna use just 1. It only matters when you convert from a time span to a text, which is not what we are doing here. So I'm gonna click save and put this tab here visible. So this is at the minute 15:04. I'm gonna hit play. So I'm gonna debug the current file, and now it should work. So let's debug, and I have passed. Now let's check the value. So the total time is 1 hour, the current time is 1 hour, and the total time string is 1 hour. So this one definitely succeeded. Now hit continue, and now the waiting should be fixed. Now in order to check this, I'm going to put a breakpoint. So I'm going to read, this is the current time string, which is 15, and the current time is 15:04, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Now continue, and says clip duration is 1 hour, waiting to finish. So let's check this. Let's fast forward. Now if it's fast forward, this case I didn't include, so I'm gonna go to the next one. Okay, and to the next one, it's still waiting, by the way, because now I'm reading the current value, but it's still comparing with 2. Oh no, I was in a breakpoint. So go back. I was in a breakpoint, disable this breakpoint. So leave this video as it was previously, hit continue. Okay, so it's still waiting. And let's go to the next clip. Now I want to show you a case. To the next clip, the duration has been changed, but is reading the current time like it's here now. So if I'm gonna debug here, to the current time it says 10 seconds, which by the way it was when I hit the debugger, and the total duration it's still 1 hour, but here there is 2 hours. Now this is a side behavior which you can give as an improvement or as a feature. It's really up to you. But I want to show you this case so I make you aware. Great. Now, from my point of view, the waiting video finish, it's fixed. This side behavior, I may consider to fix it, but not for now. So I'm going to stop. And I want to give this commit because it's very important. So I'm going to hit commit, and I'll say fixing the duration of the video, or fix the waiting, actually, fixing the waiting consider specific formats when reading the duration. Hit commit. Great. Now let's go to the next part.